Good vibes, bringing only good vibes.
Hi, my name is Ryan Hutson. I'm joined here with Kelly Walsh, and this is Eric, the vocalist and guitarist of Rebelution. They'll be performing live tonight at the Sherman Theater in Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania with J-Boog and Hot Rain. So you guys are from Santa Barbara, California. How do you like the music scene out there?
In Santa Barbara? Yeah. Well, we got started in college out there, and you know, it's kind of a big party scene, so in that regard, it was a good place for a band to get started. So we would just kind of play like parties and stuff in our backyards and like front yards and wherever, really. And so it was actually it's a pretty vibrant music scene because all these bands are just trying to play in front of as many people as possible. So it was a good experience.
You guys ever been to Stroudsburg before?
No, that's our first time here.
Really? 9 years as a band, right? So.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so it's ironic. You know, I think we've been everywhere, but there's still a lot of places we haven't been to. Yeah, well, reggae is definitely in there. It's kind of the foundation of the music, but it's constantly evolving. You know, our sound is constantly evolving, so I think you can hear hints of a little bit of everything. And, you know, all the members of the band come from a variety of influences, so when you come together, it's kind of a different hybrid reggae-ish sound. Yeah, I like a lot of music. I went through different phases and I come back to them, and I just love everything really. But one guy I really connected with was a guy named Don Carlos. He's a kind of a roots reggae artist out of Jamaica. And when I saw him play, I just really got into reggae music. A lot of people get into it with Bob Marley and stuff like that. I had heard Bob Marley growing up, but I didn't really know anything else about reggae music. And once I saw Don Carlos, I was like, I really relate to this guy. I like the melodies he's doing, and I like the live band, and so it kind of inspired me, you know, when I saw that.
How old were you when you saw him?
I was in high school. I'm at probably like 16 or 17. Yeah. On this tour we've been to a couple places we haven't been to before. Oxford, where the University of Miami is in Ohio. That was a first timer. There's a few more that we haven't been to. I can't really remember. It's been like 45 shows now. But I mean, it's been a great tour, and you know, yeah, you know, as a touring band, you'd like to get everywhere where your fans are. So I'd like to get to the Dakotas one of these days, and I'd like to get to you know, some places in Louisiana and Georgia and Mississippi and Alabama, places we haven't been to that often.
And have you guys gotten to play like way out in like, you know, Hawaii with like bands like Pepper, Hot Rain, that type of?
Yeah, Hawaii was a place that Rebelution got somewhat popular, sort of from the get-go as a band, just because of like MySpace and all these, you know, easy ways to hear people's music. It got heard out in Hawaii, and we were all of a sudden like this big hit, and we had just pretty much started as a band, so we've been fortunate to go out there a few times.
Okay.
Didn't you guys play in Aruba?
And yeah, we played in Aruba too. That was awesome.
Try to get my parents to buy me tickets to that. Did not work.
Yeah, we got some good fans in Aruba. Well, we've been fortunate to perform with a lot of great artists. I mean, this tour we're touring with J-Boog and Hot Rain, and incredibly talented musicians and songwriters. And we always end up touring with bands and artists that we really like and enjoy, and are oftentimes an influence even on us. So, you know, bands like that gave us our first tour. It was a band called the Expendables. Yeah, great band. Yeah, and then we toured with bands like Tribal Seeds and you know, tons of amazing hip hop artists like Zion and Pep Love.
And the Grouch.
The Grouch, exactly. Yeah. So, and you know, I always forget so many names, but you know.
It's cool how reggae and underground hip hop can kind of coexist, you know, in shows, and they can, both genres really kind of fuse.
Definitely, yeah, definitely. It's cool. I mean, even after our tour with Zion, like, I think you know, they were influenced by the reggae sound a little bit, and they made a reggae song, and we were featured on it, and it was so cool because, you know, we draw their influences, they draw ours, and just, you know, one happy family, really. Pretty organically, you know, the first 2 albums we worked with just one guy, and he's a mixer named Jim Fox, and incredibly talented mixer, producer, engineer, and he's just done all the legendary reggae artists from day one, really. I mean, it's incredible, the roster that he has under his belt. But we decided we wanted to continue to work with Jim Fox on a couple songs, and then we wanted to work with, you know, other producer mixers that we really enjoy too. And so Peace of Mind is the first album where it's kind of produced by different people. Really, the entire album is produced by us. You know, we do the songwriting and the arrangement and everything, really. We just had different people kind of mix it and get their interpretation of it.
Okay.
So.
And that's funny you bring that up, because my next question actually was, who does the majority of the songwriting of the band?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say majority is me. I usually come up with like the melody and the lyrics and the progression, and but when I bring it to the band, they really have a say in the way that it's arranged and kind of what they like here and there, and you know, intros, outros, you know, drops, and so it always comes out a little bit different than when I first imagined it to be in my head. Yeah. And in that regard, it's really cool because you get everybody's flavor, you know, coming together and producing you know, the final product. Yeah, I did those ones.
Awesome. Too cool.
I like both, really.
Yeah.
It just depends on. It just depends, really. I mean, sometimes I like a nice intimate crowd where I can really just, you know, visualize everybody, and you know, I can literally see everybody's face and everybody's smile, and I can oftentimes hear them singing along too. You know?
Yeah.
And when you play a bigger event, you know, it's nice to have your music exposed to so many people and to see such a massive group enjoying themselves. At least I would hope they're enjoying themselves. But a lot of the times it's just less intimate, and you know, you're on stage and you're doing your thing, but you kind of feel a little bit disconnected to the crowd. So, you know, on stage we have these in-ears, so we pretty much, it kind of sounds like we're in a studio a lot of the time, and we used to just listen, we used to be on stage with, you know, monitors, and it would sound super lively and vibrant, and but when I have a big crowd, I have to take one of the ear monitors out just so I can hear everybody, you know. There's nothing quite like that feeling, so. I mean, really everything. It's just, you know, when we have a crowd that knows us, you know, and knows the music, and I can hear them singing along, that's amazing. And then other times when they don't know the music, I love that challenge to try to get them into it. So it's certainly more challenging when the crowd doesn't know your music and you have to make a really good impression. So I like that too. I definitely like the challenge.
Yeah. So, you know, after having seen interviews and, you know, shows and stuff, you guys seem like a group of really cool guys. And does the occasional prank happen now and then? You guys strictly business? How does that work?
It's funny you ask, because this is the last day of the tour, and we've been pranking J-Boog and Hot Rain, and they've been pranking us the entire tour. So I have a feeling something's going to go down today.
Oh, I see.
But it's all fun, and you know, all family love, you know.
Yeah, you have to keep us posted about what happens.
All right. Well, we're really fortunate because we've been an independent band up until now, and you know, if it wasn't for word of mouth and these, you know, the internet in general, I don't know if Rebelution would be where they are today, really, because, you know, I gave you the example of Hawaii earlier. I mean, there was no way they could hear that music unless, you know, there was a you know, MySpace at the time. You know, a kid listened to it on MySpace. Actually, a good friend of ours now that plays in a band called Through the Roots. I don't know if you've heard of that band, but he heard you know, the song Safe and Sound, and he sent it to the radio station, and then it became this big hit. So as an independent band, it's done wonders for us, because, you know, all we really have is word of mouth and just continually playing shows, you know, throughout our career. Yeah, we started it in conjunction with another record label, but we did it because we wanted, you know, creative control, and you know, we know how we want it to sound, and that was the whole kind of.
Do you produce other artists underneath it?
We don't. Hopefully, sometime down the line, we'll be able to maybe bring on some bands and help them out, and you know, expose a band that we think is, you know, incredible. And there's so many that we'd like to have on our label. But eventually, we'll get there. My views might be a little drastic. I think that it's weird to put a price on music anyway, so you know, I definitely downloaded my share of illegal music, you know, illegal downloads, and you know, but honestly, I don't know if I would find, you know, that music, you know, growing up, you know, I didn't have endless, you know, money growing up, and you know, the music that I did find, I found a way to support them in one way or another, and I think people do that with Rebelution big time. I think they, you know, a lot of people download the music for free and they end up coming out to a show, or you know, if they buy a t-shirt, that's, you know, we make twice the amount off a t-shirt than, you know, a CD, and when you buy a t-shirt, you know, that goes directly to the band too, you know, whereas if you buy, you know, a CD or, you know, iTunes, everybody takes a cut and all this kind of stuff. So I think the best way to support a band is by going to see them live, and you know, I can't say Rebelution would be where they are if people weren't listening to the music for free. So, you know, go ahead, get the music for free. I really don't care. Whatever you do, you know, it's fine with me. Well, basically, you know, we like to talk about, you know, keeping it peaceful in the music, and the word rebel has a negative connotation oftentimes. So with us, you know, we're rebelling through our music and through the art, and rebelling in a peaceful way, in a positive manner, and we're able to do that through music. Well, after Colorado and Washington recently, you know, legalized it on a state level, I'm starting to think like maybe we'll see it nationwide in my lifetime.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's pretty exciting. I think that there's a lot of misconception around cannabis, and people label it as a drug way too often. And you know, that's definitely something that I used to think, you know, back in the day. You know, I didn't know any better. And honestly, you know, until I listened to reggae music and heard them talking about the benefits, and then after that, you know, reading every day about new studies about cannabis and the medicinal benefits, and you know, there's so many countless reasons why we shouldn't be afraid of it. So, and I know that I probably have a different opinion than a lot of people out there, but it's definitely something I'm not afraid to talk about in music. So. Well, we're definitely working on new stuff, and don't have a plan really for releasing an album quite yet, but we are definitely writing songs and really motivated at the moment. And just, in fact, right before you guys came here, I was trying to, you know, write some stuff and was recording in the other room. So it's nice to feel inspired, and a lot of the times we get that from the fans. You know, we're on the road and we, you know, just see the energy, you know, from the fans. And it comes right back to me, and I'm able to just kind of feel inspired in writing music. So it's a good time right now. Wow, that's a really tough question. I think anytime we travel a really long distance from home and we see people that know our music, I mean, it's such a crazy feeling. Probably when we went to Guam for the first time, and we didn't know what to expect. You know, we saw a lot of comments online saying, you know, we love Rebelution, you guys are a big hit out here, and we finally got there, and the entire island was pretty much at the show, or at least it felt like. And, we had, you know, something like, you know, 6,000 people there at the show, and that was the biggest audience we'd ever had, and just such a crazy feeling.
Sure.
Yeah. My advice is just to keep on playing music. I think that it's important to have a fresh sound, something unique and different. If you have something like that, I think the best way to get it out there is just to keep on playing. Give as much free music as you can to people. That's what we did. Play as much as you can. Go to as many places as you can. I mean, my advice is that don't do it for the money, because there really isn't a lot of money in the music industry if you want to be an independent band. If you want to be a musician for the sake of being a musician and for the sake of exposing your music, and if you try hard enough and if you have a unique sound, I think you'll be able to make a living off of it, and that's what we've been able to do, and that's really all we need, you know. So,
it's more of a recognition thing, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. So, but the main thing is, if you're in that situation where you're in a band and you're trying to get your music out there, you know, don't move to LA to try to make it in the industry. You know, I think the best place really is to play for the youth. You know, those are the people that we see at our shows. Those are the people that are into music. You know, they want to see live music. They want to enjoy it. They want to feel part of the music. So, Rebelution got started in college. You know, in a college town. That was the best place, you know, to get our music exposed. Because then it kind of just spread by word of mouth to people. So, that'd probably be my advice. You know, me and the drummer Wes Finley, we like to play a lot of disc golf.
Okay.
So actually, I'm probably gonna go disc golfing after this and see. I hear there's a course around here, so we're gonna go check that out.
What's the difference between that and just ultimate frisbee? Is there?
Well, ultimate frisbee is with a big disc, and it's kind of like, you know, football rules where you just throw it to the end zone.
Yeah,
and you get like a certain amount of points. And then disc golf is like golf, where you throw a disc and you try to get it into like a pin. So,
okay.
You know, our drummer is like really into it. He's really good, and I'm kind of getting back into it. But it's a nice day here in Stroudsburg, so gonna go enjoy the weather and just kick it.
Have you ever played Can Jam?
What's that?
Have you ever played Can Jam?
No, what is that?
It's like kind of the same. You have like two, not like garbage cans, but two bins like on the other side of the room, and you have to toss a frisbee either through like a hole in it or like above it, and your partner's on the other side to like smash it down into the bin. It's cool.
Oh, cool. That sounds like something Rebelution would love to play. That's a really good question. Not reflective of the music. Well, I mean, I hear it in the music, but you know, I grew up listening to a lot of world music, a lot of music from the Middle East region. I grew up in a Persian household. My background is Persian, so I was exposed to a lot of music, not just from that region, but from all over the Middle East. And both my parents were really into dance, and with dance there's music too, so you know, I was always listening to the music behind it. I don't think I have any much dance skills. If you give me a guitar, I can groove pretty well, but so I think I have a lot of that Middle Eastern sound, and a lot of people don't realize that, so but it's there.
Besides East Stroudsburg.
Besides East Stroudsburg.
Yeah. Let's just play like 50 shows here in Stroudsburg.
You would get a crowd every time, I promise.
Well, honestly, I didn't know what the crowd would be like here, but it's looking like
it's gonna be packed.
Might sell out tonight.
Yeah, it's gonna be really packed.
I can't believe it. I don't know. I'd like to get international. I mean, like I was saying, there's so many fans out there that don't know that haven't seen us live. So I know we have fans in Indonesia that I'd love to get out there and play for them. And we're gonna go to the UK for the first time this summer. We're gonna be playing at a fest called Glastonbury. It's like a huge festival out there. And we're gonna go to Portugal and Belgium too, and France. So definitely I'd like to keep on getting out there and just play for as many people that know our music as possible.
Cool, cool. And I have to also give a shout out to my friend Katie. She actually lives out in California, and she really wanted to go to the Cali Roots Festival coming up. She couldn't get the tickets, so she wanted to say hi to you, and she loved your guys' music, so I had to give that shout out to her.
Oh, right on.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your band members in terms of weirdness? 10 being the most weird.
There's definitely a 10 in there, okay? There's a 10, there's an 8, there's a 7, and I'm like a 12, so...
Oh, okay. I see.
Wait, who's the 10, Rory?
I'm not gonna disclose that information.
Nice.
But, you know, tell you the truth, we're all a bunch of weird guys, and, you know, to be in a band and to do this for a living, you gotta be a little bit off the wall, so, but, you know, we have fun, and we get along really well as a band, so, I think we have a lot of longevity. Grizzly bear, for sure.
Yeah?
Yeah, grizzly bear is massive. We just...
It's not a lot of running room, I guess, so...
Exactly.
She has a lot of luck, I guess. Okay. So you go with grizzly bear. Okay, alright. You have any favorite sports teams?
Yeah, I love, you know, I like a lot of Bay Area sports. I love the Golden State Warriors.
Okay.
We've been a struggling team for so long, but now things are kind of, you know, heating up, you know, for them in the playoffs. So, yeah, I like sports a lot. I used to want to be a soccer player before I was in a band. And, soccer is probably my favorite sport. It's kind of hard to keep track of it here in the States, but when the World Cup comes around, it's so cool just seeing the entire world kind of, you know, watching.
2014 in Brazil, it's going to be...
I think I'm going to try to go.
Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
I really appreciate it.
Yeah, we should do it again sometime. Next time we're here in Stroudsburg.
I will hold you to that 100%.
All right, cool. Thanks for playing the music too on your program. That's awesome.
Absolutely, man. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Cool.